Hello Pisces, welcome. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're new, hope you enjoy the reading. This is a general reading. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, or like and share. So now in the first house we have Pluto transformation. So the first house is everything to do with the self. So it's yourself, your appearance, your vitality, the energy you're giving out, what you're projecting outwards to others, how they are perceiving you, and also what they see. So it's your personality, your characteristics, and it's also your physical body, and your own self-oriented interests. Those all fall under the first house. Also your personal independence, how you are moving through the world, what you are undertaking on a sort of daily basis. So now with Pluto transformation coming in there, powerful card. So literally this is what it brings in. Pluto is very much about out with the old, in with the new. Okay, so life changes are going to be coming towards you at some point. So as I said, this could be you experiencing this, or it is how other people are perceiving you, how they, when they look at you, this is what they're perceiving. It's also, this card also brings in all issues to do with sex, death, so this is symbolic death, and also rebirth, which includes renewal and regeneration. So you could be in a time of your life where sex is really important, or there are you're really exploring in that area, it could any kind of issue to do with that. It's also, as I said, a symbolic death. So this could be an ego death of some kind, or it, as I said, it's out with the old, in with the new. So something old and familiar is falling away, or has fallen away, and the new is now coming in. It's a very necessary process. This is a cycle of nature. So we have to go through this periodically in order to grow. So that is the full function of this. It's basically to bring in fresh energy and fresh everything for you, so that you can actually grow and improve your life and move forward. So you've got to work with those energies, right? This card can also bring in issues of power and control. So you may be coming across like that to other people. You may be feeling powerful and therefore projecting power, or you may come across as a bit controlling or manipulative. So just be aware of that. But I feel this is more to do with also rebirth and renewal and regeneration of some kind. So whether this is physical body, or whether it's your attitudes and just your outlook on life. This card can also bring up hidden or suppressed feelings in yourself, or things come to light around you, because Pluto rules the underworld. So whatever is in there, whatever is being locked in there or down there, or is just waiting down there, will come out. Okay. It could also be you could also be seeing something from your past which looked better then than it does now. Okay, so you're seeing something for what it is actually, and it may be a slight disappointment for you. With this card, also be careful of your finances. This is your big finances, your long-term finances. Be careful at this time with this. Think carefully about where you want to place this, how you want to do it, and so on. This house, I feel, is also, we'll get to the 12th at the end of the reading, but I feel this is leading on from the 12th house, because you've got reinvention there, and that it ties in perfectly with this card. So you're undergoing some kind of transformation. It can be all internal, or it can be internal and external, or it can be external. So things are being triggered for you at this time in order to force you into growth. Okay. Then in the second house, we have earth element stability. So this is one of your money houses. This is your income that comes in, the money that's coming into you, however you earn it or how it comes to you. This house also rules your self-worth and your value systems, which are in some ways, and for some people, intricately connected to your money. So think about all of those issues, but your self-worth comes in your value systems. So this is what you value from a possession and an ownership point of view, and also within yourself and within others and in life in general. This house also brings in issues to do with land, property, real estate, anything like that. So it's any form of ownership, anything you own. So now, earth element stability indicates that what you're being asked to do is to be practical at this time. Practical, apply wisdom, get organized with this house. You need to be methodical as well and take your time with what it is you need to do. All right. So go through things carefully, assess your feelings, look at what's going on around you. This is also essentially a building card. So whether you're building personally your self-worth or your value systems or what you own, or whether you're physically building a home, because as I said, land and real estate comes in. It could just also be that you're building your finances or your money that's coming in. So it can also be a very stabilizing influence for you at this time with this card. So now the other side of this coming in is don't be afraid to try new things, okay? Avoid being stuck in old, worn-out mindsets, which comes in, as I said, with your first house and also with the 12th house. You need to really assess for yourself what has worked for you, may not be working for you now going forward. The world is changing dramatically, so don't be afraid to try new things, explore a bit. But it's really about mindsets, things that just you've outgrown now. This card can also bring in issues with materialism and even hoarding, okay? So this is hanging on to things which you don't need anymore, or broken things, or just clutter in general, okay? Only have what you really need to make you happy and what is useful to you at this time. So as I said, property, land, farming, gardens, even if you have a garden or you're enjoying gardening, any kind of activity close to the earth and to nature is going to be very helpful for you at this time. Then in the third house, we have lunar eclipse change. So the third house is your house of communication, all forms of communication. So this is written, verbal, body language, even what you say online, all of those outlets for communication. This house also rules documents and contracts of all kind, because it's the written word. So this communication can be with, any kind of communication outwardly to others. It can also be to yourself as well. So your self-talk, how you talk to yourself, how you, that voice that you hear, all of those, it's every kind of message you're sending to yourself. Try and go for positive ones, because this card is really going to change things for you now. It's following on from a theme we've already having. Or it could be outward communication to others. Perhaps you're in a wider environment where you deal with the public or with others, or in your work environment. But it also is communication with neighbors and certain members of your family. So this will be siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles. And if you're a teacher, this comes in very important as well. So with this card coming in, you can expect change to be coming to you now. Okay, so this is not going to be a gradual cyclical change. It will be cyclical, but the initial bump will be sort of unexpected or abrupt, depending on how you've been handling issues in your life. All right, so it's inevitable, and necessary change is approaching now. This could also be something that you're going to be dealing with, something that you put off, or you just didn't quite notice was creeping up on you, okay? So it's almost like a bubbling over energy. Something was there, it wasn't acknowledged, or you just didn't notice it, and now it comes up for your attention. It's going to be front and center, and the speed of it and the abruptness of it will be unexpected, okay? But with this coming in, what it does bring in is new perspective, new attitudes, new ways of looking at things, new ways of communicating, new ways of making yourself heard, okay? Any kind of loss that may occur during this period will come back to you as a return, and more than likely will be better. Because this is cyclical change. It's following the phases of the moon, all right? So with this card, whatever occurs can complete within 6 weeks, or it can take place over a 6-month period, all right? This is also about old habits, you may be letting go of those and trying new things and exploring different ways of communication. This can also bring in divine messages for you. So this is hearing the divine, hearing God, or receiving messages from the universe, whatever is appropriate for you. It's about receiving information, and that is going to assist you as well. You may be facing sudden developments of some kind as well in this house. But whatever it is, it's bringing in a new start, a fresh start of some kind. Then in the fourth house, we have Mars force. So your fourth house is your house of home, your physical home, the actual bricks and mortar, or where it is that you're residing currently, or it could be to do with the atmosphere in your home and the people in your home. It's also your relationship with your where you come from, your roots, your foundation, your ancestry, your ethnic identity, anything like that. It can be to do with that as well. So with this card coming in, you're going to need to assert yourself in some way. So this is, as I said, following on, it's a theme from what we started with today. You're going to need to assert yourself. You're either going to have to, so you're going to be facing a challenge of some kind. So in any one of those areas, you may have to sort of confront, defend, and therefore protect your interests, or you may have to challenge somebody, or you may be facing a challenge. You may have to compete for something. But whatever it is, you need to assert yourself and protect your interests. It's also primarily as well about feeling energetic or driven to achieve your goals. So it depends what your goal is in your home life. Perhaps you need to address certain domestic issues, or perhaps you are wanting to change something about your home, whether you're wanting a new home or you want to change your existing home. But you're going to feel that energetic push, that you're going to feel driven to achieve it now or to put it in motion, and therefore you will assert yourself, okay? And it will be a challenge. It's also about feeling very passionate, so you may be very passionate with other people in your home. There's excitement there because it's a stimulating card. It can also bring in strength for you. You may be feeling a bit impulsive at this time as well. So all of these energies come in with this card. Then in the fifth house, we have Taurus, I have. So with Taurus, I have, it's a lovely card, actually, very stabilizing card again. So now with this, in your fifth house is your house of your creativity, not necessarily artistic, but this card can bring in artistic for you. So it's also the house of children. So whether these are your children or children that you are connected to at this time. It's also the house of love affairs. And it's the house of recreational activities of all kinds. This is fun, enjoyable activities of all kinds. There is speculative aspects to this as well. So this could be the stock exchange and also gambling of some kind. So with this card coming in, what it's doing, it gives you the opportunity to grow your garden of possibilities. All right. So it's stable, it's supportive energy. It can bring in quite a bit for you, actually. So it can bring in the need for you to bring in more home comforts, little luxuries, sensual fabrics and foods, color, relaxation. So this is all linked to activities which are going to make you feel comforted in some way. Okay, or just have fun and relax and just, enjoy a feast of sensual activities, which, as I said, if it's a love affair, then that will be, sensual activities to do with that. But it can also be just bringing in the love of small luxuries or luxuries into your environment, or just doing things for yourself which make you feel relaxed and content. As I said, it could be a sensuous love affair, or it could be to do with your children as well. Your children may be requiring this and you're providing it for them. You could be rearranging your environment to provide a more comfortable environment for them and for yourself. There's lots of ways this can come in. Nature is going to be very important as well, so make sure that somewhere along the line your activities that you're doing with yourself or with your children or with your partner involve nature and just feeling close to the earth, and really good, solid, happy activities which are going to make you feel good in yourself and comforted. This card can also bring in the arts. So it could be you going into this from a creative point of view, or it could be your children, or you could be meeting somebody who is from the arts. And this can be singing, music. Singing and music is highly indicated, but also ballet, the stage, theatre, concerts, any kind of artistic activity coming in. So you could just be enjoying those as well, you and your children, or you yourself, or you with your partner, going out enjoying all these different activities, or you're taking part in some way. Money is highlighted with this card as well. So, but it's like the accumulation of money, because you're gathering resources. Taurians like to gather resources. They like to put money away for a rainy day. They like to be secure. So this is about accumulating that in some way. So it could be from an activity that you do and now you're earning money from it, or you're getting some kind of feedback from that. But it's the accumulation of funds as well. So just that is by the by. It might be coming in for you or for your children. Then in the 6th house, we have Saturn Truth. So the 6th house is your house of work. This is your workplace, your work projects, your work colleagues. It's your daily routines in that. It's also mastery of your craft. So if you're not in a workplace, or you don't actually go physically to work, then it will be your projects that you're working on, or your craft, whatever it is that you do. It's the mastery of that. It's also the house of health and diet and pets. So it's also got a service element to it as well. So now with this card coming in, you will be facing some challenges in this area. This card is asking you to make it or break it. Okay, so you may just feel a bit restricted, or like you're overwhelmed at this time, like you've got too much, and you're not, whatever it is that you're doing is just not appreciated, really. But this is because you are facing this period, but what it is asking you to do is to streamline what is important. So release what is not working for you, what it does not have a solid foundation. Okay, you need to have solid foundations if you're going to build a good structure or a good system. Okay, whether that's a system that you're working in, or a system of health, whatever is applying for you. This card won't support wobbly foundations of any kind. So it's got to be a solid endeavor that you're doing, because then that will bring you solid achievement, which is the ultimate aim of Saturn. Harmony and solid achievement. So this is a reality check for you. You're going to need to apply yourself. It strips away what is not working. Okay. Try not to clash with authority figures or tradition right now at this time with this card, because it won't go well for you. You could also be dealing with a mentor, or somebody who is older, or a bit taciturn, or a bit of a taskmaster. But this is a necessary period, because, like I said, that's going to help you to hone what it is you do. And once you do that, in the future, you will look back at this period and you will realize that you've actually learned a lot during this period. It will have stood you in good stead. So only the good things, the good solid things, are going to stick with this. You may feel like you're running out of time as well with certain things, but this card is slow moving. It does. It's not a fast, quick fix energy. It's slow moving. With regards to health, you may be facing age issues of some kind, or thinking about that, or things are popping up to do with that. But it also deals with the teeth, bones in your body, your skeletal structure, and also tendons, all the hard, stretchy parts of the body. So these all may be coming up for, to be looked at some point. Then in the 7th house, we have Leo, I Will. Lovely card coming in for you. So whatever is working for you in your relationships, it's going to really stand you in good stead. This is close, personal relationships, one-on-one. So it's a love relationship, or it could even be a business partnership or some other relationship that is close to you at this time. And it also deals with the lower courts as well. So now, with this card coming in, it's a lovely card. It's a warm card. It's a sunny card. It brings in strength, honor, integrity, honesty as well, and passion. So you're going to be needing to bring all of this in. Playfulness and creativity comes in here. Confidence, even spontaneity comes in. And these are all, some of these are associated with either a solid, committed relationship with you, which you're in currently, or it could be bringing in romance for you, or you're being asked to bring in romance to your relationship, your love relationship. Or this person could be quite Leo-like that you're getting involved with, and they are bringing all of these aspects into your life, or romance into your life. So it's either you needing to bring it in, or you're just naturally doing it, or someone else is bringing it in for you. But it really is it's a lovely, warm, and creative card. So you may be in the spotlight for some reason. If it's a business relationship, you could be working together on an idea of some kind. But it will be you will somehow be in the limelight. It's also about public activities, and your reputation may be connected to this in some way. Children may be connected to this because the 5th house and children is indicated with Leo. So you may be working on that, or an idea with that, or somehow your children are involved. But it's a very supportive relationship that you're involved with, and it could be that you and your partner are merging, and you now got children between you, something like that. But it's also about going out, enjoying yourself, nightlife, going out to restaurants, enjoying being out of the house, and so on. So all of these energies are coming in for you, but it's a very supportive and loving energy, and there's strength in that support base for you. Then in the 9th house we have Sagittarius IC. So the 8th house. With the 8th house, this is it's actually a powerhouse. It's the deeper committed relationship between you and a love partner, or a business partnership. So this is the merging of your sexual and your sexual, emotional, and your material resources. It's the merging of that into a committed partnership. So that's if it's a love relationship. If it's a business partnership, it's all the other things that you merge together when you form a business. This house also covers finance, but this is big finance. So this is aspects like accounting, banking, tax, insurance, investments, and legacies, inheritances, trusts, that sort of thing. It's also dealing with other people's money. So that might be a profession of yours, handling other people's money, or you could be doing it on behalf of some other people or another person. And so it's quite a powerhouse. A lot can go down in this house. A lot can go down. But I feel with this Sagittarius IC coming in, this is going to ask you to bring in freedom from routine. So, or you just could be needing a bit of freedom within this merging of your resources. So it's almost like a freedom to explore, to just loosen the reins a little bit, okay? But you could also be receiving a lucky break of some kind. Favorable conditions are indicated for whatever it is you're undertaking. Honesty is required. You will be making your mark in some way with this as well. Again, this is coming up. Make sure you handle your money well. Don't squander it, because that is a trait of Sagittarians. Sometimes they can just squander their money. They're enjoying themselves so much they go overboard. So be careful with that, because this is your money house, right? You may also be wanting to put funds aside in some way. So it's almost like you're investing for studies or for some form of exploration and travel. So you may need to just put money aside for that, so that you have that on hand for this adventure or whatever it is that you want to do. Or it could, as I said, be for studies of some kind. Then in the ninth house, we have South Node, Life's Debts. The ninth house, this is quite a strong card to be having in this house. But the ninth house is quite a broad house. It covers exploration and adventure of all kinds and international travel, if that is indicated for you. Anything international or anything foreign. So this is exposure to those. So this can be foreign people, foreign cultures, foreign concepts, or just speaking to people online that are from a different country, import, export, anything like that comes in. It's also the house of higher education. So this is further education like university level or adult education. It's also the house of belief systems, all kinds, religion and philosophy. The law as well comes in to this house, and all kinds of public professions, so like teaching, publishing, and promotional work, either public relations or promotional work of all kinds. So now with this card coming in, this is basically a closing door. A closing door and then a new one opening for you. So you're going to have some kind of epiphany, or like a wake-up call, or even a turning point, okay? So you're going to be letting go of certain things so that you can grow, all right? That's what this is about. This is about putting closing the door on the past so that you can move forward into the future. So you will be facing endings and beginnings of some kind in this house. It could also be that if that's not applicable for you, then it could also be that something unfinished or unresolved in your life must be dealt with. So this could be something, perhaps it's an educational aspect that you started on some time ago, or you attempted to do perhaps when you were younger, you never finished it, and now it's coming up for you again. Or it's something that you need to, from the past, that needs to be resolved and cleared away now. You're getting ready for better. That's what this is about. But you've got to put the work in. You really have got to put the work in, and you've got to be quite clear about what you are closing off now. It could also bring a change of direction for you. And this is particularly indicated when the road that you're on is full of obstacles and is very difficult, and it's just, you're basically getting nowhere. What this card is saying to you, well, then you need to change direction, because the path that you need to be on will be better. But you're going to have to close off what is not working for you at this time. Then in the 10th house, we have Jupiter Abundance, lovely card coming in for you. So your 10th house is your house of career, the house of reputation and fame. It's also the house of your public status, which could be changing at this time, or getting better with Jupiter in your house. It's also the house of authority figures. So this is, it could be an authority figure in your family, or it could be at work, or just somebody that you look up to at this time, that you want to emulate, or that you think is worthy of your admiration. So now with this card coming in, this is a very fortunate card. It brings in good luck, it brings in good fortune. So that may come in for you, but it can also bring in purpose and faith as well, and also strength to go on. So if you've had a difficult period, it can give you that strength to really plow through and power through whatever it is that you're dealing with. It can also bring in benefits directly to you. So abundance can take many forms. Yeah, it can be any kind of abundance. It's not necessarily money. It could be friendships. It could be really supportive people in your life. It could be circumstances which just really lift you up. This card is also about expansion of some kind. So you could be going from one form to another. So this could be a small business to a bigger business, or your public status is changing. You're being elevated in some way, or your reputation is growing, or your career is really taking off in some way. But it will bring in opportunity. Obstacles that you may have faced will be lifted away or will lessen. You may also just be feeling incredible gratitude and joy with certain circumstances which are going on in your life. And therefore that brings about generosity from you, or you could be receiving generosity from somebody. This card can also bring in divine help. Just when you need it, you receive divine help. So it's a blessing of some kind. You could also be receiving a divine message, something coming down for you, something that's really going to help you in some way. Any kind of opportunity that does come for you, though, please follow it up. Whatever, it might be a range of possibilities, but whatever comes to you, follow them all, because they won't be around for long. Jupiter is quite a fast-moving energy, so harness it as quick as you can, work the possibilities, and really harness whatever comes out of that. You could also be having a mentor who is Jupiter-like. So this is larger than life, enjoys life, likes to laugh, a leadership person, very inspiring person, loves freedom, enjoys social activities, and so on. Just be careful with this card that you don't go overboard. So this is overindulgence or excessive anything excessive in your life, because it can push you over the edge like that. Then in the 11th house, we have Virgo, I analyze. So this house deals with your friendships, also your networks, any groups that you remember of. This can be social or any kind of larger group that you remember of, or it could be a society or an association or a club or a larger group of companies. It just depends on how you look at it. But it's interaction with all of those. It's also trends in society and in life in general, global consciousness, group consciousness, and also social reform. All is covered by this house. It's also the house of personal hopes and wishes and hobbies and interests of yours. So now with Virgo Analyze coming, and I do feel that this is leading you into whatever else we discussed about how you're going to be moving forward in your life now. You need to do a thorough assessment of any one of those areas to work out what is working for you. You need to get organized. If this is a network issue, you really need to get organized. You need to streamline who's in your networks and your friendships, and also your groups of any kind, how you're interacting with your groups. You need to streamline, you need to declutter. Perhaps it's just not working for you now. So release what is not working. Do a thorough assessment. Work out what is working for you and what isn't. Let go what isn't. So it's a form of correction going on with this. You're going to need to analyze effectiveness as well. The details are important with this. Writing, numbers and figures are important. You could also be getting involved in a new business, launching a new business, or getting involved in somehow. But whatever it is you're asked to do, this is your contribution to groups that you're in, whatever you're asked to do, this card can bring in a lot of criticism and worry. What you're really aiming to do is to assess what needs to be done and come up with a plan, but it must be useful, helpful, and service-oriented. Okay, so put aside the criticism and anything else that may be coming up. You need to offer useful, helpful, and service-oriented solutions and advice. Okay, health concerns may come up to do with friends, and you may also be sort of somehow involved in the caring professions, which is ruled by Virgo. So this is doctors, nurses, any kind of caring profession. You could also be asked to be involved in public speaking in some way. That could come in with this as well. But your routines to do with any of those areas are all going to be important and all need to be looked at and overhauled in some way. Then in the 12th house, we have Mercury retrograde reinvention. As I said, this 12th house is important because it's leading you on into the rest of your chart this month. So Mercury retrograde reinvention, this is another pause card where no action is required at this time. This is more introspective and reflective. All right. So at this time, the energies are unpredictable. So the 12th house covers your unconscious beliefs and motivations, and it also covers your spiritual life, your any mysticism, any interests you have in that, meditation, healing. So this is all indicated for this card to be going inward now. So you may enjoy a retreat or a withdrawal of some kind. So it's reflection, really. This house also deals with escapism and addictions of all kinds. All right. So look at that, if that is applicable for you. So the unconscious motivations and drives will also be linked to any kind of addiction or escapism. Karmic lessons come into this house, and it's also the house of service to others. It's also the house of your experiences in institutions of all kinds. So this can be banks, universities, libraries, museums, hospitals, prisons, or any kind of institution. So now, with Mercury retrograde reinvention, this is, as I said, a time of reflection. And what it's asking you to do is not to take any important actions at this time, whether this is internal action, something you decide to do, or it's an external thing or a profession that you're involved in, and it's any one of those 12th house areas. Don't take any new actions at this time, or sort of launch anything at this time. Just postpone until this period has passed, because it's an unpredictable energy. So you're not going to get the result you require. In fact, things may go wrong, really. So it's miscommunication. Emails get lost. Your computer crashes. So all your technology has to be backed up. Everything, your cell phone, your laptop, whatever you're working with, back it up. Things just won't work. Mistakes get made. Things just don't work, really. They just don't come out the way you intended to. Miscommunication is a big thing with this, because Mercury is the planet of communication. So something you may say could be misinterpreted as well. So just be careful with that. It's an unpredictable energy. All technology, as I said, gets affected during this period. You may experience delays as well, or cancellations. And work in institutions somehow is indicated here as well. Could just be really important. You may encounter people from the past, which could actually be really good for you, because they've come back into your life for a purpose or a reason, okay? And that it requires reflection for you to assess what it is they're coming into your life for now. So this is a period of going back to the drawing board with anything that you're planning. So you need to rethink it, revise and review it, because somewhere in there something could be better, and this is the time to go over it again to make sure that you've got it 100%. If you are dealing with any kind of communicative issues like documents or anything like that, triple check everything, triple check. And if you're not 100% sure, ask somebody else to check for you, okay? It's just a period of revision and to reinvent yourself if need be as well, to just go over things clearly, and then once the energies have passed, during the course of the month, then you will be able to move forward. All right, I hope you enjoyed that, Pisces. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, or like and share. Have a wonderful month and take care, and I will see you next time.